Hi there, it's Sam from poodles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. These are my thank you gifts to everybody who came shopping with me in February. We stuffed half the envelopes and I suddenly went, oh, I haven't taken photos of them for filming. So I grabbed a whole load of them out and just said, no, stop packing, because Luke was helping me pack everything. So there's loads of them here in all sorts of different patterns. There's some of the patterns there. Oh, loads of them, all sorts of different ones, and they're all stamped in the same way and all closed in the same way and all of that, but they all look a little bit different. So, but what's inside? Well, I used the coffee break suite. I know that, a little bit of irony going on there because I put a tea bag inside. I have done coffee sachets in the past and I have done tea sachets, and I wanted to use the coffee suite. I knew I wanted to use it and I didn't have coffee in. And I had tea bags in, so I thought I'll go with that. Right, how do you make it? You need your envelope punch board. I love it. A piece of designer series paper that measures 5 by 5 inches, so 12.5 by 12.5 centimetres. And essentially this is just an envelope I'm making, not a box. So you only need to concentrate on the first punch and score line, which is at 2 3/8 of an inch, 6 centimetres. Punch and score. And then you use the scored line you've already made and you line it up to this part here, which is the score guide. And you continue on round. Because my tea bags actually aren't square. They are very slightly rectangular. And I think you can probably see it on the packet that it's very slightly rectangular. So it's not as simple as just making a square. Okay, if you want to round the corners, go ahead. Love the envelope punch board for adorable projects like this. So that's that done. And you don't need to overscore on this. Whoops, you can fire it at yourself if you like to, but you don't need to overdo it. And all you need is one little piece, one little strip of adhesive there and there to close up your envelope, and job done. So slide your tea bag in, close it, grab your library clips, and close, and then some stamping. Now let me get a scrap of Whisper White. What I do, because I make a couple of hundred of these, I tend to work in stages. So I did all of my cutting and had my big stack of paper. Then I did all of my envelope shaping, big stack of paper, glued them all together. And so actually they were sitting like this in these boxes. And these are brilliant. They're fridge bins. You can see I only paid £4.99 for them. I've got hundreds of these. Well, okay, maybe that's an exaggeration. I've got about 15 of them. And so they all sat in there like that, and then another time I came along and put the clips on them and had them sat like that. And so when I get to the stage where I'm going to be doing all of my punching, I punch first and then stamp afterwards. And so I have shown you how to do this before. I work out how many punches I can get from a sheet of paper and then cut it down to size. So if I was, I would sit and work out, well, that's 1 3/8 of an inch, so it's about 1.5, and I can get so many, and I will cut it down the middle and then know that I could get 10 from each of these sections. So I cut all of my paper knowing how many I can get out of it, and I can do that then when I'm watching TV and I don't have to think, I don't have to concentrate. So I do all of that bit first, then I do the same with the coloured cardstock. So I've got a mixture of Soft Sky and Pear Pizzazz, only those two colours. I decided not to use the early espresso and I kept that to the stamped part. So when I had all of my bits, and I have this lovely caddy I'd show you, but it's actually got all of next month's projects all prepped up in there, and I just sit them in there, and then I can carry this little caddy around. Let me grab it, you can have a sneak peek because it is just simply sat here. So I put all of my elements in it, so this is literally so that I can take this downstairs and I can watch TV. So obviously I'm getting ahead ready for my March thank you gifts, and I wander around with it and I can watch TV, I can get stuff done, and then I come along and do the stamping. Now this is a Hostess stamp set called Yay You, and I adore this. I will do a bit of a giveaway that this is my It's my thank you gift for if you use the hostess code in February, and I always do. So basically, whenever anybody shops with me, they get the thank you gift and a card. The cards haven't been put in here at this point in time because I'm filming ahead of time. And then if you use the hostess code, I will send you some product goodies, and it's yay you. So I kind of wanted to mix the two together, and I love it. And I do say yay quite a lot in my real life. So I thought, well, that makes sense to use it. So, is that the right one? Enjoy the little things. And I wanted to stamp close to the bottom on all of these so that I had room to put my little floral bits on. So I did all of my early espresso stamping, and then I came along and did all of the rest. So that's my Pear Pizzazz. That's my Soft Sky. My little sort of star shape on there. And where's the flowery one? Stamp on the top, and then that on there. I hope you can see that. It's just tiny little pale blue, sort of a star shape, I suppose. Move those out of the way before I stick my elbow in them or anything silly like that. And then what I did after that was I married all of them up, and I had one of my small boys come along and he put dimensionals on the back of all of them for me. Just one on each. Onto there. And so it's actually attached to the top. So it's not a closure, so you do need this as a closure, but you could put it underneath and then the envelope would tuck in. And then just to finish it off, the gorgeous faceted shapes. Are they called faceted shapes? They are. They're called faceted gems, actually. Oh, look, that one's missing one. One there. One there. We'll better put one back on there because it's missing. It's sticking to me. And how cute is that? Lovely little treat. And I get so much pleasure from making them, and I kind of don't like to not be crafting. I'm always crafting and always doing something. So having my little caddy like this means that I can carry it around, so I can do all my elements. Actually, I've already got, these are already stamped in varying colours, and when you buy these, they're not that way round. They're actually that way round, and I didn't want to wreck my nails, so Jacob, who's 9, sat and separated nearly 200 of these. 192 he did. These have all been trimmed and they're ready with the glue. And that's a sample, not finished yet. And there's other bits to go on there. So this little caddy, I carry it around and I make goodies. And that's what I did with these. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.